Efficiency Experts YouTube. We just want to achieve.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Argaios, reporting live from Efficiency Experts Ventrilo. Breaking news tonight, the giant mole has been released and a bunch of other shit happened too. EE correspondent Defy Juice is on location with more on this boring news.
I am live from the mole lair, and what can I say? This is the biggest piece of shit to hit RS in the last 6 months. There's no strategy to it because it drops fucking nothing worthless. But if you do find yourself there one night drunk, in hard mode it drops a potion that skips 2 growth stages of trees, and a mole that attaches to a DFS, but the Falador shield 4 outclasses that, and Dreadnnought will touch more on that later.
That sounds cruel. They attach the mole to the shield?
Yes, they attach the mole to the shield, Argaios. And I forgot to mention, it also drops a numbing root, but it's pretty much useless because none of the effects work anywhere useful.
Right, so the numbing root, which leaves damage over time effects, does not work at Virago, and the shield is outclassed, as Defy said, by the Fally Shield 4, which has been upgraded. Additionally, there have been a couple other changes to the Fally Shield, which Dreadnnought will go over now. Dreadnnought?
Yeah, thank you. The Falador Shield now gives a 5% XP boost at Artisan's Workshop and doesn't degrade, making the new shield Jagex have just released useless, shooting their brand new content in a fairly retarded mole face. Though I do suspect the new shield was primarily intended for people without the level requirements to obtain a Falador Shield 4. Whichever people end up using, though, this means that you can now have a maximum bonus XP rate at Artisans of 18%, with 6% other, 6% from the Blacksmith outfit, and 5% from the shield, the new shield.
Right, so little math there. 17% is the maximum bonus. However, the shield also gives a respect bonus, which is important to note because it is a trim requirement to get all the rewards from Artisan's Workshop. Now,
RESPECT.
the
5% more for me.
The main update with regards to efficiency this week is the aura update. We've received T5 skilling auras, as well as the divination aura, known as enrichment. Basically, the order to buy auras hasn't changed very much. The Jack of Trades aura, which received Master and Supreme versions, is still the most valuable aura in terms of time saved. However, the fact that you can only use this aura once a day limits its usefulness. The Tier 5 5-finger discount, which gives a 15% greater chance of thieving a target successfully, is probably the most valuable skilling aura, as you can achieve rates of 350k or higher at dwarf traders. We're going to look for ways to optimize the Supreme Jack of Trades, as you have to do 20 skills before you get the reward, which is around 25,000
Do we even
XP.
have that many skills?
We do have that many skills, Zach Argaios. So doing these 20 skills is best done by factoring in dailies that you already do and keeping your aura activated during those. So farming runs, things of that nature. Optimizing this in the future is something we're going to look to do, and I'm sure the best method will come out just as it did with the first Jack of Trades. It will probably end with the same 10 skills as the original Jack of Trades in Varrock: killing a guard, pickpocketing and killing a guard, burying the bones, cutting 2 logs, fletching 1, making a fire with the other, cooking. Yeah, so
and then realizing your aura wasn't activated and doing it again.
Exactly. So, one thing to note is that if you don't do C2 skilling, the Call of the Sea and Lumberjack auras are particularly effective at Pines and things like Rocktail. The Enrichment aura, which we would think would be one of the most useful, as Divination is the slowest skill in the game currently, and you can use the aura the most times to 200 mil, is actually slightly underpowered. Based on, your current rate of getting enriched memories, it only gives about 8k more divination experience an hour, saving under 5 minutes per use. However, as I stated, it is the aura you can use the most times towards getting 200 mil in a skill, and you can use it several times daily, which is optimal for people who know they're not going to put in the effort to do the Supreme Jack of Trades. Now, speaking of extra effort, for extra reward. The ReferAFriend system, which has been subject to exploitation in the past, has been nerfed today, or has it? Duiven?
Yeah, there's been a couple of changes to that. For those of you who don't know, the way it works is you recruit a friend, they become a member, and you get 10% of their XP. But they changed it now, so you get only 5%. And if you are in close proximity to them, as in you're skilling next to them, or they are skilling next to you, you get 10% of their XP. And then you also used to get a month members when your recruit got a month, but now they changed that to 7 days. And then there's also, when it first came out, both the recruiter and the recruited got the 10% bonus XP for 7 days, and it's the same now. So that is still open for abuse now, because you can make an account, make it members, and then get 10% bonus XP for 7 days, and you can keep doing that. And
It's almost enough to make me wish I had friends.
I know, right?
So, yes. So, initially when ReferAFriend came out, what would happen is when your friend, quote unquote, became a member, you received a scroll that gave 10% bonus XP for 1 week that you could use at your leisure. However, this was capped at 5 per year originally. However, since the first ReferAFriend was removed and replaced by the system that was lasted up until today, you could do as many ReferAFriend accounts as you wanted. Now, we're not exactly sure if there is a cap on it currently. However, it seems that you could invite 52 people a year and have 10% bonus XP going year round. Additionally, when the ReferAFriend system was upgraded, quote unquote, the bonus actually started stacking with skilling outfits and avatars, making it much more useful and much more exploitable. So yeah, that is a big change, and we're going to wait to see how that works out. I think with the ReferAFriend update, there's really no way to make it useful and it's going to be exploited, make it useless and nobody's going to use it. So I think it's probably going to continue to be exploited by many high-ranking players, as well as those looking to set records and get ahead. So yeah, to touch on the final update today, there was a new Ruby vote added. Back to you, Argaios.
Yeah, the new Ruby vote is basically, do you want to reduce the number of worlds by 26 or keep them the same? And the right answer is, of course, reduce the worlds by 26, because I don't know if you've looked at the worlds lately, but there's like one person on each world. So yeah.
I disagree intently with that, as warbands would become incredibly difficult if there was a reduced number of worlds, whether you do it on an alt or you do it on your main. There would be, every single camp would be emptied and it would be horrible, and you would definitely not get 75 supplies a day with these.
Duiven's mining
It's a
shop
price we gotta pay.
So
It's a social
yes,
game. I like to see people, man.
right, as
Like to
stated
talk
by
about my friend.
Argaios, the pros for reducing the worlds are increased communication between players, which is something RuneScape 3 is lacking, to be honest. The game will seem less dead with less worlds. However, as Duiven said, it's bad for warbands. It it makes resource spots more crowded, most notably Slayer spots, which already can only house 1 to 2 people per world. So right now, the reduce world vote is not looking like it's going to go through. As players generally have home worlds, which is going to prevent them from voting to reduce the worlds. Anybody who is regularly playing on one of these 26 worlds definitely isn't going to vote. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to pass. Additionally, today there were some patch notes with Ninja updates, and Diven is just going to go through those quickly.
Yeah, these patch notes weren't as good as last week, but there is one of the more useful ones that was nerfed this week was the free-to-play Warbands hopping. Like before, you'd used to be able to log into a free-to-play world, and your supplies in the wilderness wouldn't be gone, so you could just run back from the camp. But now, if you do that, your supplies will be. And then this was useful when if your internet disconnected, or
All those
if
darn
there was a
player
crash
killers.
Yeah, then you just log out and then log into free to play and run back for a safe trip back for your supply. But that won't work anymore. And also the upgraded Slayer helms now work with the combat scrolls. So if you put combat scrolls in there, they will now work.
Right,
Like
thank
when
you,
things
Duiven.
work.
So, additionally, the Beast of Burdens in the game, including the Stealing Creation Clay followers, now have their left click, instead of being interact, as store. So this makes depositing and stealing creation, as well as doing anything with a yak, much easier and faster. Additionally, the Seasinger Umi random event, where you find 3 items in boxes and barrels in the player-owned ports minigame, has been fixed to the point where you cannot just turn in the same item 3 times. Now, many players hadn't realized this, but some had, and they had exploited it. I personally just found it this morning when I clicked between the box right next to the guy and the person you turn in the tools to. It made the random completable in 10 to 15 seconds or less, which, you know, definitely had an adverse effect on that random. Nobody was playing it if they knew that bug, so it's good they fixed that. That basically concludes all the things that happened today. The Giant Mole, which is content intended for lower level players, level 110 to level 140 for the hard mode, is basically one that will be skipped over by most high levels. The main update was the auras and the ReferAFriend change, which we have to remain I guess optimistic about. I think a lot of players will use it, but I think Jagex has been looking into how ReferAFriend is used and trying to make it as fair as possible. Besides that, all the votes actually, including the new Ruby vote, end on the last day of this month. So February 1st will bring not only a new BTS, but also 3 new votes. So that's definitely something to look forward to. Good luck to those doing their player-owned ports in the new region and still striving to make it to the new region. So we will be back next week. Hopefully we'll have Omid around to talk a little bit more about the effects of the mole drops, as well as the range buff that just happened last week. So as always, thank you guys for listening, and happy scaping.